kind of let that go a little longer than I thought it was. I was kind of jamming out to
I
it.
think it's a great song.
I'm Jeremy.
I'm Krista.
We are perennially unprepared.
I don't know why I said my name that way.
I'm Krista.
I'm Krista.
She didn't blink. It was really awkward and weird. We're in week 9.
Yeah.
Week 9 of pregnancy.
We are in our 3rd month, as they say.
Yeah, we are.
Everything is sped so much in like pregnancy timeline. Like,
Sped, what do you mean?
like okay.
Okay, yeah, you were telling me about this. I know what you're going to say now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So they count the weeks that you're like, they count like the week of your last period, and then they count the week before you even ovulate as part of your weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So you haven't gotten knocked up yet, but
Right.
you get to count your 3 weeks knocked up when you've only had sex a week ago, kind of thing. So
Yeah,
it's
it is
strange.
a little odd. I didn't realize they counted it like that.
Me
They're
either.
like, you're 9 weeks pregnant. It's like, well, my last period was 9 weeks ago. Like,
yeah.
I thought it was like, okay, conception,
Yeah.
week 1.
Yeah. I shouldn't say what I was thinking. But yeah.
We're trying to keep it friendly.
I'm just trying not to be crass too, which is hard for me. But yeah, it's so they speed that up, and then so when we found out we were like 5 weeks along, and they were like, "You're in your 2nd month," and I'm like,
Right.
I mean, but am I? Like, I mean, I guess technically, yeah, that's more than 1 month, but it, like, I think of 2 months as 8 weeks.
Yeah, when you told me that, I was kind of like, that is kind of weird
I think they probably partially do that to like,
to have some sort of baseline.
well, to not freak people out too about how long you're pregnant. Like, you're pregnant the majority of a year. Like,
Yeah. Well, this thing says we're at 31 weeks to go.
yeah, that would be it.
Your baby's as big as a green olive. I hate olives.
I love olives. Or do you hate our baby?
I don't, but
Good.
I
That's
don't
good.
like olives. He can't be reminding me of an olive.
Okay, so the 80s and 90s nostalgia thing says it's just the size of a jumping jack, like a bouncing jack, like when you played jacks as a kid.
How is that 80s, 90s nostalgia?
I don't
That
know.
is like, that is like
60s, 70s
yeah,
nostalgia.
no, not even.
50s,
That's like
40s.
yeah, absolutely. That's great grandparent nostalgia right there. Hey, I'm out here playing some jacks. Do you want to join me? Come on.
Do you even know how to play jacks?
I picked up 3. Yeah, you bounce the ball and you try to pick up jacks.
Yeah.
I picked up 4. It reminds me of something on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Someone's like, oh, Millhouse. Millhouse was playing jacks. Like, I'm having so much fun with these jacks. And everybody's just kind of like, oh, God, Millhouse.
Millhouse and Ralph would get along really well playing jacks all day long.
Yeah. Yeah. In my 80s, 90s nostalgia, your baby's head looks like a Millhouse head. Millhouse head.
No,
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't want a Millhouse.
I don't want a Millhouse head. I feel like, I don't know. This is probably just the wacky radio guy in me. I feel like we should have baby sounds.
No. Maybe. I don't know.
Little baby sounds.
I'm kind of up for anything at this point. My whole life's like flipped upside down. Let's do it.
Yeah, I tried to find a baby soundboard, and I don't. It's all like it keeps giving me like stuff like this.
What are you saying? Said there's
I love that song.
What are you
Doesn't
saying?
let you stop it.
Said
I
there's
can't stop it.
You better stop it. I'm just jamming.
I can't.
Jamming.
No, it doesn't let you stop. I thought
20-something-year-old me loves Bieber.
but I was thinking like the little baby sound like in Aaliyah's "Are You That Somebody."
Oh, God.
That fucking sound.
I bet if you took some time and tried to isolate it, you could find it.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Tell me that's
seems like-
somebody.
That seems like a lot of work.
It would be totes worth it, though.
Crying baby sounds.
No, we're going to hear enough of that.
Baby soundboard. No, that's not. I don't want to buy something from you.
So, have you felt any changes in our life yet? Sorry we're late, by the way. He thought that hanging out with his video game buddies was more important than recording on our normal night.
Did we record last Friday or last Saturday? I think we recorded last Friday.
I think it's
didn't we?
Friday, so we're 2 days.
I am and I shouldn't be saying that, so I'm going to bleep it.
You should go ahead and write that
I'm going to
down.
bleep it at 5:37. We actually decided after the podcast last week, like we're going to start keeping track
Oh, yeah.
of of how many times. So I won last week by 1, I think it was.
Yeah.
You did like 3 bleeps. I had 2. And one of mine was even a partial. I pulled back, but I still called it a bleep.
Mm-hmm. That means that
we're kidding ourselves that we're going to be good parents as far as like our language goes.
some of the best parents I know still curse around their kids. So
Yeah, that's true. Do you think, how much do you think your language is going to curb?
I think I'll curb it I think I'll curb it more than anybody would expect me to. I don't think I'll be perfect.
I was going to say, it'll be interesting because
I have a
I don't see you as a curbing your language type of person. You've just never
I even
been.
curb my language around my little brothers, like who are teenagers.
You still let some slip though.
I do let some slip because they're teenagers.
Yeah.
Like,
You're pretty good at turning the filter on.
yeah. I mean, I have to turn it on at work. I have to turn it on. I somewhat turn it on around your parents. I like your parents. I can really be truly open book with them.
I
so
think
it's nice.
I think my parents enjoy the fact that we're just candidly use. I mean, we turn it down a little bit. We're not
Yeah.
like dropping the big ones.
It took my mom a long time to adjust to the fact that I was probably not going to censor myself as much as I should around my grandparents.
Yeah.
And so she was mortified at first. I was like, whatever, man. Nana's over here laughing.
Right.
Nana likes it. She knows I'm honestly me around her.
Well, hell, you guys can even write in and tell us if you how you curbed, if you are parents, if you plan to be parents, what's your language plan, right?
Yeah.
I actually finalized all the social media stuff. It's at where is it at P Unprepared Pod. That feels so like friggin' almost. That feels so like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. At P Unprepared Pod on Twitter, or you can just look up Parentally Unprepared.
Does unprepared, how many P's are in that?
Parentally Unprepared. 2?
No, like the word unprepared.
2.
So there's the P at the beginning.
Yeah.
Is there a double P in the middle or just one?
Oh wait, and in Parentally Unprepared?
No.
Oh, just for word prepared, just 1.
Okay.
You thought it was. You thought
There's
it was
2.
like peppered. No, it is 1.
There is a P at the beginning of the word and a P in the middle of the word. There are 2 P's in prepared.
Prepared. Prepared.
You literally just said 2 P's, sir.
No. I said
P.
You said I thought you were asking me total in the word. You
I
said,
did, and then I said 2, right?
Oh, I thought you were talking about a double P in the middle.
I was. That would make it 3.
Yeah, okay.
Am I
confused.
am I talking in circles?
Last week when we were trying to figure all this out, you thought there were 2 P's in the middle.
I did. That's why I was double checking it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry. We're fighting in front of the child again.
Poor thing.
Mommy and Daddy, you're fighting again.
Oh my God.
Shut up, Millhouse Head. I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
Millhouse Head.
So anything changed for you? Let's get back to that.
Has anything changed for me? Not really. We've got another sonogram coming up, so I'm kind of interested to see the change there. I'm just interested in the changes. Like, I'm interested to know like what the progress is. So having things like, the what to expect stuff, telling you, how big the child is, even though you don't like olives, they're telling you about olives.
I think you're going to be okay.
Even though they think 80s and 90s nostalgia is Jack's.
Listen, next week it'll be a whole new fruit. You're fine.
Jack's though. That bugs me.
That one's dumb.
Yeah, come on.
It was a gummy bear last week.
Yeah. There's something so much better. Like, tell me,
Things are tiny right now, man. It's hard to compare.
what about, a crybaby bubble gum? Remember crybabies?
Yeah, that was 90s for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, that stuff
like
was
that
so
was just
good.
off the top of my head.
Okay, well, that's actually a good segue into like the things that have happened to both of us, which is we've both had so much candy that we
the
never
uptick.
ever eat. Like, and sour stuff. Like, it is all sour stuff.
Yeah, I have a problem with candy. Like
Yes, you
usually,
do.
hey,
You do.
I don't.
You literally just said it. I agree.
I don't have that much of a problem.
Yes.
I have a problem.
You have a problem.
I have a problem when it's around. That's my problem.
Yeah.
So the strat usually is, all right,
we just don't bring it
we
in.
don't bring it into the house. We don't have to deal with it.
So I was thinking like, a big bag of sour sprees or something, or sour sweet tarts, and, like I can't.
How many bags of candy do we have upstairs right now?
Yeah, you brought more. We have like 5 bags of candy upstairs. I could have made it through like one of those bags in 3 months. And they
I
are
don't
just
believe that.
bull.
I
they
don't
are getting
believe
picked
that.
apart right now.
We have.
You don't like the sour sweet tarts, and they've literally been there for 3 weeks.
That's true. I don't. My mouth's watering thinking about them. They're so sour. They're like super sour.
I love them.
They're like sour extreme, whatever they're called. And my mouth can't stop watering at the moment because they're so sour.
They're so good. But
don't
because
like
they
them.
are so sour, you can only have like 4 or 5 of them at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got, I don't know. And you can even tell. So you didn't let me finish actually earlier.
I'm
'cause
sorry.
You interrupted.
I'm so sorry.
At PUnpreparedPod on Twitter, you can tweet to us. Let us know your status on your pregnancy or maybe what you kind of craved during your pregnancy. Just let us know how your general pregnancy was if you want to.
No. We need to be specific. This is a long form podcast.
That's true.
How about your language
Sure.
strategy?
Let's start with the
We'll
language.
stick with the
Write in. Tell us about your language. Tell us about the candy. I want to hear about the candy too.
Yeah, I
but-
do want to hear cravings and language strategy. Those are 2 good ones to start with.
Yeah, we
At
can
this
start with
point
those
we're
2. And if you don't do the Twitters, right? If you don't do those Twitters as the 80s and 90s nostalgia kids say, right? You can always email us parentallyunprepared@gmail.com. So send it in. Let us know what you're doing. We are slowly getting onto more platforms. I think we're on Spotify now. I think we're on Anchor now. Well, we are on Anchor because that's where we did our thing. But we're on Spotify and we're on a couple other things. So it's slowly pushing us out into different things. So spread the word. Spread the word. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Your candy problem.
Yeah,
Our candy problem.
our candy problem. Right now, we're
I will say I don't normally do sweets, and I think I've had something sweet almost every day.
yeah. You've had more of a sweet tooth than I'm used to you having.
Yeah.
Like you're usually pretty laid back about the sweets, but like you brought real ice cream into the house.
Y'all, this is going to be my thing. I brought Breyers with real Oreos.
Oreo Breyers ice cream,
Like
cookies and cream.
we've normally been like a fake ice cream type of family, like because we do have we love our beer and wine normally and our brewery dates. Like we brew beer ourselves as part of our hobbies, and so we don't really allow room in our diet for a lot of sugary things because we get it elsewhere. And I was like, yeah, listen, there's gonna be real ice cream in the house for the first time in like 4 years. So it's delicious. It's worth every bite and every calorie. I'm so happy.
You know, you cracked into it 2 nights ago, Friday night, I believe, while we were watching movies.
When we should have been podcasting.
When we should have been podcasting. That should be the new, before we do movie night, we do the podcast night.
I can handle that.
We're going to try to stick to it for you guys. We're going to try. But anyway, you broke into it and I was like, yeah, you know what? Sure. We had like a big pasta meal, right? What do we have?
I made that Cajun pasta, didn't I? With the linguine.
Was that Friday?
I don't know. Days all run together in quarantine.
They're all running together. I feel like we went somewhere. Oh yeah, we had leftover chili. Your brother stopped by.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had chili. But anyway, you cracked into that, and I was like, all right, yeah, sure. I haven't had real ice cream in a while. I was kind of underwhelmed. Like it was good. It was.
You didn't get enough Oreos in yours.
No, I did. Like that was. I did get enough Oreos, but like.
You're not a big cookies and cream fan though. If I had brought
I guess
home
not.
like cookie dough ice cream, you'd have lost it.
Maybe I don't know. I've gotten so used to things like Halo Top and stuff like that. Like
Halo Top's great. Like
that the consistency of real ice cream like kind of messes me up now. Like I feel like it's so
creamy.
foamy. Yeah, foamy, creamy. Like
Well, you're not a big milk fan either.
yeah, I don't like milk.
So
Yeah.
I have no problems with it. Listen, if you don't like my ice cream, totes fine with me.
Totes fine with you. All right. You're gonna really date this podcast, aren't you?
Yeah.
Totes my goats, everyone.
Totes my goats. Y'all.
Totes my goats. But yeah, so we've got right now sitting up there in the candy basket. It's now become it's a fruit basket.
Let me
It's
preface this
fruit
with
basket.
I went on a grocery trip on Thursday and brought home a bag of Sour Patch Kids because we were running low on the candy he likes. There's still plenty of them sour sprees or sour sweet tarts up there. And they didn't have the candy he asked for. So I brought Sour Patch Kids, which are normally a great consolation because everybody loves Sour Patch Kids. And then he comes home with more candy the very next day.
I got you candy that you liked.
There was plenty of candy that I liked.
Yeah. We've become kind of obsessed with sour gummy lifesavers.
That's not a we either. You have become obsessed. I like them just fine. But sour.
You were like praising them when I first
They're
bought you.
good.
You're like,
They're good.
these are like my new favorite sour gummy thing.
I have eaten a half a bag of one, and
That's
we
high
have
praise.
had 5 bags come through this house now.
I will say that my first, not turning this into a candy podcast, but since we're revolving there, first of all time Skittles, second of
Yes.
all time Starburst, right? And then third, it's battling it out right now between Chewy Sprees, which is in the basket right now, and the sour gummy lifesavers.
Mine is Skittles, Sour Patch Kids, and then I'll have to think on it.
Mm.
Never thought past those two.
Really? I'm trying to
Maybe
think.
Reese's Pieces. Probably Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces are good.
Yeah.
I really miss Reese's Pieces Blizzard. Speaking of ice cream, Reese's Pieces Blizzards are amazing. And for some reason, where do we go? We went to Dairy Queen one time.
And your backup is Snickers.
Yeah, my backup is Snickers. And like, this is literally what happened. I ordered a Snickers. Like, I tried to order Reese's Pieces, and they were like, we don't have Reese's Pieces. I was like, okay, some do. Every now and then you might catch them when they do. So I was like, fine, I'll go with the Snickers. We don't have Snickers. And I literally exclaimed out the window, oh no. I went, oh no. I was so distraught.
We need to find
It was such a natural reaction.
we need to find a Tasty Freeze for you, because like if there's like an old school Tasty Freeze still open, and for anybody not from around the South, they used to be like the staple ice cream place in the
I've
70s.
never had a Tasty Freeze.
Oh,
don't know
in the deep
that
South,
is.
it was
Oops.
a
Two.
twofer. I'm gonna win this one.
At 18 minutes. All right. 2 at 18 minutes. Oh, yoy.
Why are you writing it under my column,
Oh,
jerk?
so am I at 3 now?
Yes.
Oh, man.
This is
I'm
why I
losing.
still think I won last week. I'm just not patient enough to go through and count.
All right. Okay. Anyway, Tasty Freeze. Tell me about it.
It's old school, like basically the Dairy Queen version for South Georgia and things like that in the 70s and 80s. I don't know if it expanded further than that, but I think it did. And
This is before
delicious.
Dairy Queen made it down here?
it was before Dairy Queen was like
Because now Dairy Queen's everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah, it was before any chain was everywhere except for McDonald's. Like, but they had the best Reese's Pieces, like Blizzard style milkshake. It was amazing.
Yeah. So suffice it to say, there's real ice cream in the house.
Yeah,
There's a lot of candy in the house.
yeah.
Surprisingly,
We had cinnamon rolls for breakfast.
with the creamy goodness across the top,
Yes.
the icing and all the whole nine. They weren't real cinnamon. They were the
weren't like
cinnamon
cin-
grands, so they're more like biscuits with cinnamon infused into them.
They were delicious.
They're good, but yeah, we're having a lot of stuff we don't normally have, and you're doing okay. Like you're still like
Shoot, I'm losing weight.
yeah, you're
I
still
need-
losing weight.
Well,
'cause-
and it's because like, although I'm eating some candy and stuff, I'm still eating pretty healthy for the kid.
now,
Like,
at what point in pregnancy are you supposed to be gaining?
I will need to look that up to be specific, but I'm off the top of my head guessing, having never been pregnant before. I'm gonna guess 4 months
Let's
ish.
see. Body changes, feeling so tired, which you have been.
Oh gosh, I went to bed at like 8:00 last night and
Yeah.
slept till 9 this morning.
Let's see. When it comes to pregnancy symptoms, you may feel like you've already reached your limit at 9 weeks pregnant. I don't know.
Some people have way worse than I've had so far. So
Well, I'm just thinking for you. I don't think you're not like, I'm so tired of being pregnant 9 weeks.
no, it's honestly not been that bad. I was actually reading a thread on Reddit or something, and people were talking about how much they enjoyed pregnancy. Like lots of women apparently enjoy the freedom to eat and not be body conscious. Lots of people feel beautiful. Honestly, I told you the other day, I walked in and I was like, my hair's a wreck. I'm not wearing any makeup and I feel really pretty. Like I don't get it. I'm not glowing. That's
So
dang
you
it,
think
dang
that's
it.
all right.
I got one.
Got one? 20 minutes. At 20 minutes.
But yeah, there's no glowing that I've noticed yet. But I do I feel positive
Yeah.
about myself. which is nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's. Do you think that's mental, like subconscious mental, because like you're pregnant and you know that's leading somewhere, or do you think that's partially hormonal?
I think it's probably both. Like, there's obviously a greater good coming out of all these changes my body's about to go through and is already going through and stuff. But
right.
Yeah. So
let's see. You may feel like you've already reached your limit at 9 weeks pregnant. Your clothes are getting tighter around the waist.
nope, not yet.
You're busting out on top,
Yep, that's happening.
and you're running to the bathroom 100 times a day.
Okay, that already used to be me because
Yeah.
I drank like 2 gallons of water a day already.
Yeah, yeah. And if it isn't because you're sick, it's to pee.
Yeah, so I haven't had a whole ton of
Your sickness
morning-
has been mild.
Mine has been really mild.
You've had your moments.
I messed up and took my prenatal in the morning, not remembering everything I've ever been told about prenatal vitamins, and it made me really sick one day. But other than that, it's just been like nauseous. No, you need to take that egg sandwich away from me right now, kind of stuff. Like,
But wait, there's more. You're having trouble lifting your head off the pillow. You're dragging your feet all day, and you can't wait to crawl into bed as soon as you arrive at home at night. Well, you're working from home, so you probably still can't wait to get into bed. You were in bed by 8:30 last night.
I think earlier.
Did you fall asleep immediately, or did you watch TV?
I watched a little TV, but like
So you probably fell asleep, what, 9:30?
basically as The Simpsons or whatever I was watching was like, "Are you still watching?" I was like dozing off, and I was like, "Not really."
You answered it out loud. No. No. Then you slept pretty solid all the way up to, you probably slept almost 12 hours.
I mean, I slept till 9 this morning, so I slept more than 12 hours. Like, and crazy dreams,
Yeah, super vivid.
insane dreams. I was stopping my grandfather from a bar fight last night. Like I was having to like tell somebody off to leave my grandfather alone in a bar fight last night.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Although I could see it. Like,
I could
that's,
too.
that's weird. Even though he's not like a drinky guy. Like,
No, he's never like he's drank one time in his life and then stayed away from it for the rest of it.
yeah, I could still see him getting it. I can see him getting into trouble at Applebee's.
I think it was probably an Applebee's
You know what I'm
bar
saying?
or
Like,
something like that.
any given place, just because, grandparents reach a point where it doesn't matter. It's just going to come tumbling out of their mouths.
I will say, he could still get in trouble, but he's more picky. Not picky, but just, he doesn't always run his mouth in big public situations, which is good. But for some reason, I was stopping him from a bar fight last night.
So here's what's probably contributing to you. I mean, and when we say you're losing weight, we're not talking about like drastic weight loss.
No,
Like,
I've lost like
it's
7 pounds.
yeah, and that's slowly over the past since we've known about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's over 5 weeks or so.
That's over 5 weeks. So
4 weeks or 5 weeks, something like that.
what's more, your body's metabolism and hormone levels have increased significantly, which triggers a decrease in blood sugar and blood pressure, which might be
why
why
I'm
you're
craving
craving those
candy.
sweets.
Yeah. I need to eat more fruit though. Like I got peaches and mangoes and strawberries in the house right now, and blueberries too. And I've been killing the fruit too. Like cottage cheese and Greek
fruit.
yogurt and fruit have been my thing.
Yeah, you've been killing it. The good news is relief's around the corner as your energy level increases and morning sickness decreases over the next few weeks once placenta constructed is completed in the second trimester.
Yeah, but then you get tired all over again in the third trimester.
So it's only like you only get like a few months, like 2-3 months of glowing before you're just
maybe.
like, I feel like I'm a bus
Yeah.
that is breaking down on the side of the road.
So I'm a little nervous about the third trimester because, like, I'm just hearing all these stories from women about like how it's hard to get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tie your shoes. You can't shave your legs. You can't get out of the bathtub on your own, which I don't take a lot of baths. I'm more of a shower person, but like I think you're not even supposed to really shower a whole lot because of safety issues. I'm not even sure. This all seems so new to me. Like
We got the little non-slip thing for the tub.
Yes, we did get that. Thank goodness, because our tub is slick. But I was telling my doctor, and I think I might have mentioned it last week. Like I thought I knew so much about like how my body worked. Like I loved anatomy in college, and I aced those courses. I loved biology. Like I always kind of thought I had a good idea of what was going on in like the way the body works and the way the female body works specifically. Now that I'm pregnant, I realize I know nothing. Like I know nothing about how all this works and this is supposed to work and how it all interconnects together. And it's learning curve for sure. And
it's probably going to be a
I'm
theme.
amazed. Yeah.
It's probably going to be a theme for just raising a child too.
Well, and I'm amazed at how much like my friends do know. Like I'm learning so much from my friends and my family members that have had children. And I'm just like, how did you not tell me you knew all this before now? Like I guess
they had no reason to.
I know, but it's so.
And it's something you probably, and I guess
it's also interesting too at the same time.
Right. But it's something you're probably not, they're not thinking about it unless someone brings it up to them. Okay. And B, you're not thinking about it because you're not going through it. So now it's kind of like I've got this car now. I see, like I just bought a car and now I see this car everywhere kind of situation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh, okay. So I do have questions about all this. Like when we didn't have a child on the way and your cousin was pregnant. Mm-hmm. You didn't even know what to ask. So like, why would she even volunteer that information to you? You know what I'm saying? So it's just an experience thing, and it's kind of neat because you're kind of at a point, like we're in our mid-30s, right? Mm-hmm. Like we're kind of at a point where you've been riding this body for, this long. So you kind of gotten used to the way things work. I eat too much, I gain a little weight here, right? Mm-hmm. Work out a little bit, it goes away. But now it's kind of cracking into a new part of your brain because you're having to learn something new about yourself, which you haven't had to really do since college probably, right?
Yeah, definitely not.
So that might also be why, pregnancy is exciting for some people because it's the first time they've had to deal with significant change within themselves since coming of age kind of thing.
Yeah. Like I'm curious, like there's so many things you don't think of. I'm wondering if I'm going to have more gray hair after this because I got a significant amount already. Or
I can already tell I'm getting more.
Are you?
Yeah, in my beard, like I've got more that are popping.
Is that just natural, or is that because you're going to be a dad though? Are you stressing?
I'm going to blame it on the child.
Okay, just
so that it won't be my fault.
Okay, that sounds healthy.
I'm kidding.
Just go ahead and start saving for that therapy fund.
Yeah, I'm just, start putting it away. We'll get a little jar going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we've talked about we're gonna probably find this gender out. Just to know, we're not gonna be painting rooms pink or blue or anything like that. Yeah. But we just kind of want to know.
Yeah, we're not the type that are gonna be like surprise us. Like we just want to go ahead and know, just so we can plan. Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure even if we have a girl, she's gonna have Tonka trucks around and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the other thing is, we're kind of ready to get to that point where we're like, okay, things are looking better. We can let more people know because it's our parents know. Yeah. Some really close friends know. Siblings know. Not all the siblings know.
You need to fix that.
Well, I figure we'll get it right after this. We can tell everyone. But you kind of, all of a sudden you start getting pressure from the parents. Like, can we tell so-and-so?
They want to tell everybody.
They really do. They're really proud. I mean,
I get it. I understand.
They're proud. They want to share the news.
Of course. But like,
some of them may want to gloat,
I don't even know if I'm gonna put anything on social media because I haven't put anything on social media for 2 years. This is just not.
It'll feel kind of weird to just come out of nowhere and be like, "Oh, pregnant."
Yes, I'm pregnant. Yeah. No, I'm kind of thinking about deactivating most of my social media anyway.
I'm kind of over it. I mean, I use it to promote other things I do, but I don't use it on the personal basis that I used to.
Me either.
I don't use it to like the most
well,
I use.
I like having some privacy again. Like,
it's nice.
I like people I haven't talked to in 2 years not knowing what's going on in my life. Like, and just picking up and being like, so I saw you got a dog. Oh, wait, I didn't tell you.
I
Facebook.
did. Yeah, and I did. I think we probably had like a decade where we.
You want to get me there?
What'd you got? Say something?
I did. I whispered.
30. Okay, we're almost tied.
Dang it.
It's 3-2. I'm winning right now with the bleeps. Or I'm losing, I guess. This is like golf. You want the low score. You want the low score. But yeah, we spent like a good at least decade sharing our lives on social media.
Yeah.
And I mean, some people even longer at this point. I've probably taken the last on personal social media. I've probably taken the last 2 years off.
Yeah, me too.
Really laid off. but it's what it is. And we talked about, do we want an Instagram for this show? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I do.
I don't think I want to put the kid all over the internet.
I don't. I was thinking just more so to promote this podcast.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's only so many pictures of the logo you can put up. Like,
yeah.
I think just Twitter's fine.
Y'all might get like some
email's
pictures in
fine.
the park with like the back of the kid's head.
Yeah, that's going to be something weird we talk about as we get closer, because I know that there's a bunch of people who have like public social media accounts, but anytime they post a picture with them with their kids, they blur their kid's face out.
Oh yeah, that's not bad. Like, well, and here's the other thing is our grandparents, or the future grandparents, our parents, are very active on social media.
Yeah. So
Like-
so at what point do you say, like, can they put a picture up with their grandkid?
Yeah, and it's hard to say no, because it's like, I mean, I know it's your kid and you can say what you want, but like, what's the cost there? Like,
Right.
how much are you hurting your parents over something you're kind of freaking out about that may not even be a big deal? Who knows?
I guess the way I feel about it is
Might be a
like,
huge deal.
yeah, I guess the way I feel about it is I had a choice to kind of put myself out there, on social media when I was, in early college or whatever, whenever social media started, which was like late high school, early college, right? I think it's probably only fair to give that to my kid. Now, I know there's some people who have. Is that Bonnie licking the
Yeah, Bonnie's licking the mic, guys.
licking the mic?
We have a quarantine puppy.
Yeah, we do. A little Boston Terrier named Bonnie.
It's pretty cool.
But I don't know. I kind of want to give them that choice to do that themselves. Like, I know that there's parents out there that have social media accounts for their kids
Doggy. No.
already. Like the fighter Donald Cowboy Cerrone. He has an Instagram for one of his kids. Actually, he turned it into. He just had a second kid, so he has an Instagram for both his kids.
Yeah.
Like, they both share an Instagram.
Well, and it's hard for me because one of my big hobbies is photography. Like,
Yeah.
I do children and family and wedding photography. Like, so
That's weird for him because he is already a public figure, and
Yeah.
you're just going to throw, like, for us, I mean, the chances are we're not that many people are going to seek out us in the first place and then our kids. But like, if you're someone who's like known in a realm of entertainment and you're just like, yeah, my kid has an Instagram and he can't even feed himself, like, it's.
yeah, and I'm not worried about that. Like, I'm never going to compare our choice to put our kid out there on social media with a celebrity because it's completely different. I just mean, like, I don't know what the answer is there. And one of my, like, I was pointing out my photography thing because it's like something I get proud of. Like, if I take a good picture, I'm proud of it. And I like putting workout. Oh, I used to like putting workout there. I haven't really posted a lot of that either. But I mean, I still do it all the time. And if I took a good picture of my kid at golden hour, like, I'm going to want to share it. I know I will. So it's also hard to tell yourself you're going to make a hard and fast stance on something because you're just like, I'm probably going to be a hypocrite if I do that. Like,
Yeah. So it's probably good to be unsure about it right now. 'Cause, I mean, you could say everything you want, and then like it comes down to it, and you're just like, I just have to put this out there. But
kids' eyes are just shining in the sun too good.
But at the same time, like, we also know the oversharers.
Yeah.
There are the oversharers where you're kind of like, all right, man, I know you're happy. I know you're proud. And look, maybe that's my hang up. Maybe that's what?
I don't know what she eats everything. Y'all, this dog explores the world with her mouth.
Yeah. It's weird. But like there's the overshares, but like at the same time, is that their fault or is that my hang up where I'm just like,
It's probably your hang up because they're probably not sharing for you, obviously. They're sharing for the kids' grandparents and the extended family they never get to see. And I don't mind an oversharer because it's my choice to keep them in my timeline at that point, like back when I was actively on it. It doesn't mean I'll be one.
Yeah.
Like they've never bothered me. I'm sure I know plenty of people they bother the hell out of, so you're not alone if it bothers you. But yeah, I mean, again,
but again,
it's your choice
right.
to not mute them, like, or block
it's
them.
also usually the people that are about it, or that's an okay word to say, right?
Does Bart Simpson say it?
Yes.
No, he doesn't.
4. Complaining about it. Let's just say complaining about it. What was the time mark on that? 35,
Ish.
15, 35, 15. But like the people that complain about it are usually people who don't have kids.
Yeah.
Like I've never heard a person with kids that was like, man, this person shares too many pictures of their kid.
I don't know. Your best friend might be that guy.
He's very different though.
He is an
gonna
atypical parent.
He's going to complain about his own wife sharing pictures of their own kid too much. Like he
loves his wife, by the way.
Yeah, he definitely does. He abandoned social media so long ago too.
Oh, yeah.
So long.
I want to
ago.
be a parent like him.
Oh my god,
He's my goal.
He'll be like, "What's an Instagram?" Is what he's like. What are you talking about? He goes as far as like he takes pictures, like he'll take pictures of his kid or his kid and his wife and them together or whatever, and then he's like, I send them to the wife and I delete them off my phone.
Oh gosh.
He's like, I don't keep any pictures on my phone. He's like, let me show you. He pulled up his camera roll and there's nothing on it.
What?
He doesn't keep any pictures.
Okay, he's a robot. I can't be like that.
He's a maniac.
Yeah. I didn't
He's like,
realize your best friend was a sociopath.
I just send them to her and I just delete them.
No, I can't do that. I have like 13,000 pictures on my phone right now. And
you have to regularly clear your phone off.
Yeah, I do. It's bad.
Regularly clear, because you'll be like, go to take a good picture of the dogs or a good picture of something maybe you made, and you'll be like, oh man,
I'm out of storage.
I'm out of storage, and she has to go through and like delete some photos before she can take the photos she wants.
Or a podcast. A podcast is usually what I delete.
You do have a lot of podcasts piled up, but
yeah.
Well, yeah, week 9. We're in the books. We're in the books. We're trying to keep this as close to. We're trying to keep this as close to 30 as possible. But
yeah. We've rambled a bit, but so updates on just what is actually going on. The baby is forming some muscles.
Muscles.
So the little flaps that were arms and legs are now forming into more like limbs, and we get some muscles.
Baby has flippers.
The baby does have flippers right now, and then so. The baby's heartbeat is also becoming audible, but we did get to hear the heartbeat about 2 weeks ago. So
yeah, they're figuring out ways to make that sooner.
Quicker. You
think it's legit? I was at first when you first mentioned it's like now you should be starting to hear the heartbeat. And I was like, well, we heard the heartbeat 2 weeks ago. It's like, did they just have something piped in to make us think we heard the heartbeat?
No, I'm pretty sure they piped right into the heartbeat. So
maybe don't be tricky. Don't be tricky, docs. Be honest with me.
It was very cool to hear the heartbeat. I can't wait to hear it again.
We need to ask. I really want
another appointment this week. So
I really want the sound waves. I want to see if they can give me a clip of the sound waves. Since they can print out the pictures that are on that screen, I'm sure they could, right?
Yeah. Oh. I actually found something really cool on Etsy. I want to show you. It would be good to get the sound waves.
How much Etsy stuff are you gonna buy?
Oh my God, so much. My Etsy favorited things have. Oh, I've added 3 pages since we found out we were pregnant.
3 pages.
3 pages of favorites.
I might have like 3 things hearted.
Yeah, you need to stay on Etsy more. But yeah, so the baby's tail is now like starting to disappear. So the spinal cord is becoming more formed, and the little tail that it used for I don't know what is starting to disappear.
Digits, right? Digits?
No digits yet. We're not quite there.
I thought you said they were digits.
No, that might be in the future.
Oh, you said flippers. That's right.
Yeah, we are now coming out of the embryo period too. So not quite yet, but like next week it'll be fetus period, I think.
Fetus podcast coming next week. Fetus podcast. I need to write that down so I can lead with that. Fetally unprepared. Fetus cast 2020. All right, here we go. Fetus cast. 2020. All right. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Anything else? Anything else we need to know about the little baby?
I mean, that's about where we are right now. Baby's chilling.
All right. So as it stands, I'm losing 4-2 on the cursing meter. This is going to be a thing on this podcast because
I like it. You've already said it's a thing. It's done.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Do you think it's going to be a boy or a girl? Do you care?
We both feel like it's going to be a boy.
Yeah, I don't care, but I'm leaning towards I think.
We'll talk about this next week. But you brought up some sort of calendar that your cousin sent you.
I can do it really quick. It's not a big thing.
Are you sure? We can even do some research. No.
Why would you research?
Go ahead.
So it's a Chinese gender prediction calendar, and it goes off of your conception date and supposedly the mother's birthday, which makes no sense to me because the father's genes are the ones that determine the baby's gender. And yes, gender. Is
there an official thing online, or is that?
I mean, you can just Google it. It's just Chinese gender calendar or whatever, and you find it. But so either way you sliced it, it was
Still
The first 2 times I looked at it, I was like, well, I don't know if it's supposed to be my birth date or your birth date. So I looked at it both ways, and it was a boy either way. And then I was talking to my best friend about it. She had a daughter, so I ran hers, and she knew exactly when she got pregnant. And it was a girl. Like, so I was like, look, there it is. It's done again. And
well, don't you have a family member that works?
Yeah, she's a labor and delivery nurse.
And she says that like 10 times out of 10 it's right. But so I was on a different site from the first one I looked at when I looked at my best friend's. Don't go to the second site.
Well, I ran the numbers again. It said girl for us.
Don't go to the second site. You just WebMD'd our child's gender.
I don't care.
You put yourself into a WebMD hole.
Listen, it's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine.
The kid's room is tan. We're fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think I feel like it's going to be a boy because I kind of want. I mean, when I daydream about having a child, like I daydream about showing a little boy the world, kind of thing, you know. But
I've done both. I've daydreamed about both. I think having a girl would be wonderful because I would feel very comfortable knowing how to teach a little girl to tell gender norms. I stopped.
No.
But I would love to have a little boy too.
All right.
You know why I would love to have a little boy? Because then I just get to push off like all that responsibility on you.
Okay. All right.
We could talk about maybe in the weeks to come. I don't know if you want to get real controversial about like the SNP topic. Because I don't have to make that decision, and we've already established that, and I'm so happy.
I guess we can crack into that once we find out.
That's going to be
gender.
a controversial one though, because people get mean and angry, and I understand why.
Yeah, I do too.
I totally understand why.
I do too.
But damn.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Or do we even want to talk about that? If we were to have a boy, would we want him to?
We'll discuss it.
Would he want us to talk about it?
We'll discuss it. I don't know. But yeah, week 9 in the books. Fetus week coming up.
It's coming.
It's like Shark Week. It's Fetus Week.
Yeah.
On the Discovery Channel.
You should play the Shark Week music going out of this one.
Maybe I'll get it for next week.
Okay.
Fetus Week. Discovery Channel. It's Fetus Week. Guys, thanks for hanging out. I really, really appreciate it. You can follow us on Twitter at @PUnpreparedPod or just look up Parentally Unprepared. You can also email us, parentallyunprepared@gmail.com. Let us know your cravings. Let us know, what was the other thing we said to let us know?
You're swearing.
Oh, yeah. How are you curbing your language? Or are you curbing your language? Or are you turning the language up? Are you going to just completely desensitize the kid, right? You just throw it like nonstop, and then it won't be like a thing. There's a lot of people who feel that way, where they're like, if you make it a bad word, then it becomes a thing they want to say.
It's a wordy dird.
A wordy dird.
Yeah.
There are people out there that do the thing where they're like, no, I'll let my kid talk however he wants to. I just teach them how to the music's already ended. The outro music's already ended.
Good job.
I'll just teach them how to filter themselves in front of company. Like
I don't know about that.
He said that is a more important skill to have, because essentially they're going to grow up and curse anyway.
I don't mind that approach when they're a little bit older, but yeah, I definitely wouldn't do that with like an 8-year-old. I don't think. Again, I could be a hypocrite in a decade. Y'all tell me.
Hypocrite.
Y'all tell me in a few years.
You hypocrite. Let's get out of here.
Love you.
Thanks for love you too. Thanks for joining the podcast again at @PUnpreparedPod on Twitter and parentallyunprepared@gmail.com. We'll see you guys next week for Fetus Week. Fetus Week.